This is the Farm Monitor. For over 50 years, your source for agribusiness news and features from around the Southeast and across the country, focusing on one of the nation's top industries, agriculture. The Farm Monitor is produced by one of the largest general farm organizations, the Georgia Farm Bureau. Now here are your hosts, Ray DeLessio and Kenny Bergamy.
Alrighty then, another Farm Monitor off and running. Ray DeLessio holding things down this week while Kenny tends to some important Farm Bureau business. And this is a special show because much of the focus will be on the future of agriculture as we highlight the outstanding winners of the various young farmers and ranchers competitions from the past year. These talented individuals, of course, gearing up to represent Georgia at the American Farm Bureau's annual convention in Salt Lake City next month. Case in point, David and Lindsey Morgan, the dynamic duo behind a thriving farm that defies tradition. Their journey a testament to passion, teamwork, and the special pride that comes with saying, yeah, we farm. From sweet corn to advocating for agriculture, this couple defines excellence in ag. John Holcomb documents their love for farming and why they feel it's all or nothing when the time comes to represent Georgia on the national stage. And then later, my one-on-one conversation with discussion meet champion Andy Paul. Discover what drew him to this unique competition, the surprising motivations that fuel his journey, and the heartfelt emotions driving his commitment to succeed in every endeavor. These stories and so much more right now on the Farm Monitor. One of the highlights of every YF&R conference is handing out the Achievement Award, which recognizes one family for their excellence both on and off the farm. As Damon Jones tells us, this year's recipient, David and Lindsey Morgan of Pierce County, epitomized the old saying, it's better late than never.
While he might have grown up in and around agriculture, David Morgan chose a different path from his parents' tobacco and poultry operation when starting up his own farm. And that decision was validated with him and his wife Lindsey being named the 2023 YF&R Achievement Award winner in their last year of the program, which marks the culmination of a lifelong dream.
I started as soon as I was out of school. Even before then, I was growing produce. I was planting vegetables like squash and zucchinis, and just knew I always wanted the farm. So as soon as I got able to go to the bank, here we are. So this is my 16th crop. So we've got the cotton and peanuts and, really enjoy what we do.
And "we" is the operative word as this couple works hand in hand in order to keep this family farm running smoothly.
I'm the parts runner, the lunch giver, I've had to hop on the tractor and help him out before, move peanut trailers, move peanut bales, whatever is needed. You can't survive without teamwork. It's even if it's just emotional support or somebody to vent to or, whatever, it's huge.
Crops aren't the only thing growing on this operation, as the Morgans also get a unique opportunity to raise their two daughters, Blythe and Landon, on the farm. It's a lifestyle neither them nor their parents would have any other way.
If we're being 100% honest, there's nowhere else I would rather live. And as a teacher, I will probably catch some flack for saying this, but, I love teaching. But there are no greater lessons than living on the farm. My kids will learn far more doing this and living here than they'll ever learn in a classroom.
It's good to see them walking up and down the rows and picking off the peanuts or the cotton bolls, and it just makes a lot of memories. I mean, I think they'll learn responsibility a lot faster than if they was just sitting in the house and not being able to wander around out here and doing the things that we do.
Speaking of learning, the Young Farmer and Ranchers program has played a major role in development for the Morgans as it nurtures both leadership and communication skills.
As far as lessons, it's helped us do better networking and meet other people from all around the state and just communicate with what one farm's doing versus what we may be doing, and get a good idea from a neighbor and utilize it on our operation.
Despite all the long hours and hard work put in over the past 15 years, the passion and pride both Lindsey and David have for growing crops hasn't waned one bit.
One thing that no matter where you go in the world, you can say, oh, we farm, and nobody else does that. There's only a small percentage of us that farm, that feed the world, that clothe the world, and it's just, I like being able to go somewhere and claim, yeah, we farm. Not everybody gets to do that. It's just kind of special to me.
I mean, I enjoy, you know, from the beginning to the end. I mean, it's a fever like I have for nothing else.
Reporting from Pierce County, I'm Damon Jones for the Farm Monitor.
Now, as we all know, there is much more to the ag industry than what you see in the fields or behind the fence rows. That is why Georgia Farm Bureau established the Excellence in Ag Award. John Holcomb profiles this year's recipients, Cole and Nicole Roper of Franklin County.
For Cole and Nicole Roper, agriculture isn't just an industry they work in, it's a way of life, as they work to grow sweet corn, poultry, and cattle. It's a lifestyle they wouldn't trade for the world, and it's a lifestyle that has helped them earn the title of 2023 Georgia Farm Bureau Excellence in Agriculture Award winners. An award they competed for at this year's Young Farmer and Rancher Conference that's awarded to a member for their involvement with Farm Bureau and their community.
My love for agriculture began at a very young age with my grandfather. You know, riding the tractor with him and being on his cattle and operation and him growing a big garden. He originally taught me, you know, how to grow vegetables and sweet corn. And when I got into high school, my agriculture teachers encouraged me to grow a small crop of sweet corn for my SAE project. When I did that, I saw that I could make a little money, and so I just continued to grow my operation, and through the past 10 to 12 years, we have grown Cole's sweet corn to over 20 acres of fresh picked sweet corn. We pick, everything we pick is picked fresh daily. It's hand picked, and that's sort of what sets us apart from others that are around us.
As much as they love being on the farm, they know that there's work that needs to be done elsewhere, which is why they find it essential to advocate for the ag industry.
Advocating for agriculture is essential to not only what we do here on our farm, but what every consumer does. They need to know that food they're buying in the grocery store, where it comes from. They need to know how it's processed, how it's grown, so that they can understand what goes into it. Not everybody realizes that, you know, their corn that's grown is not grown at Walmart, or it's not grown at Ingles. It actually is grown on a physical farm. So being able to advocate for agriculture will help us continue agriculture for the next generation. Our daughter, who's 2 years old, we would like her to be involved in agriculture, and if we don't advocate for what we do, some people are going to try to shut it down. So we're just really passionate about educating the consumers about our product, but also about agriculture in general.
The Ropers will now head to Salt Lake City, where they'll be competing for national recognition at this year's annual AFBF convention. An opportunity they say is an honor to get to represent their state, county, and operation in this capacity, and are ready to give it their all.
We are very excited and beyond belief proud to be able to represent the state of Georgia in Salt Lake City. Growing up, I was taught by some pretty competitive ag teachers, and when I go to a contest, whether it's region, state, or nationals, I'm preparing to win, and we go to win, and we're going to try our best and leave it all on the table in Salt Lake City.
Reporting in Royston for the Farm Monitor, I'm John Holcomb.
After the break, the ability to analyze the issues and decide on what solutions best meet their needs. That's the foundation of a discussion meet champion. Traits Andy Paul possess and hopes to capitalize on next month in Salt Lake City. His story when the Farm Monitor continues. Attention all dog lovers and farm enthusiasts. The American Farm Bureau's Farm Dog People's Choice Award is here, and it's time for you to have a say. Voting is now open, and among the outstanding candidates, Casper, the courageous Georgia sheepdog. Casper didn't just guard his flock of sheep, he became a global sensation when he fearlessly faced down more than a dozen coyotes defending his woolly friends. Despite sustaining injuries in the process, he stood his ground, ensuring the safety of the flock he so valiantly protects. Now it's time to show your support for this extraordinary farm dog. Voting is simple. Just log on to fb.org/farmdog and choose Casper as your people's choice. Every vote counts, and your support can make a difference in honoring the unsung heroes like Casper, who work tirelessly to keep our farms safe. Again, that's fb.org/farmdog. Voting ends December 20th.
Sammy Agri is a Richard B. Russell Chair and Professor in the Department of Poultry Science at the UGA College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences. Agri earned his doctoral degree in Population and Quantitative Genetics at the University of British Columbia in Canada and was a Natural Science and Engineering Research Council of Canada postdoctoral fellow in molecular genetics at McGill University in Montreal. He joined the UGA faculty in 1999 and has been part of the UGA Institute of Bioinformatics since 2006. Agri is an affiliate scientist at the Biosciences East Africa International Livestock Research Institute and pillar leader for capacity building with the African Animal Breeding Network. His research includes developing models for genomic selection, nutrigenomics, molecular and cellular bases of stressors, and poultry breeding. He teaches poultry breeding at the undergraduate level and postgraduate courses in population and quantitative genetics and breeding strategies. He also co-teaches an international course on quantitative genetics and genomics at the Biosciences East Africa International Livestock Research Institute and the African Animal Breeding Network. Agri is a co-editor of the journal Poultry Genetics, Breeding, and Biotechnology and the lead editor of Advances in Poultry Genetics and Genomics. Agri is a 3-time D.W. Brooks Awards of Excellence winner, having been honored with the 2013 D.W. Brooks Award for Excellence in Research and the 2022 D.W. Brooks Award for Excellence in International Agriculture and Environment. Agri mentors a diverse group of students and staff from different ethnicities, religions, cultures, native languages, and genders, providing learning experiences that harness the power of diversity for a common purpose. Congratulations to Samuel Agri, winner of the 2023 D.W. Brooks Award for Excellence in Diversity.
Meet Andy Paul, a Farm Bureau luminary who journeyed from state FFA president to national FFA president and now wears the crown of discussion meat champion. Well, recently, in the rustic heart of Georgia, I sat down with Andy to uncover the story behind his drive for excellence and the twists that brought him to the world of discussion meats. Out here in the country, Andy, Oglethorpe County, Lexington, Georgia, we got log trucks going by, we've got cows in the field. Could not get any better than this. But you're what I consider one of the Farm Bureau rock stars, and we have been so blessed, Andy, to watch your development and your growth over the years. FFA president in high school, national FFA president, now discussion meat champion. So we have been blessed to watch your progress. Where does that drive and determination come from to be the best that you can be? Because you've always been the best that you can be.
Yeah, I think it's just always wanting to be better. I grew up in FFA and in 4-H and did the whole livestock showing circuit. I competed in soccer. Was I great at soccer? No, but I was on the field at least. And so I think for me, it's just always a desire to be better than I was yesterday. That's something that several mentors have told me is just be better than you were, and we're gonna be okay. And so just improving myself every day is something that I'm really interested in. Yeah.
Why discussion meat? Because it's not easy, and there is a lot of preparation that goes into it. So why discussion meat?
Yeah, so I did discussion meat through FFA when I was in high school. Loved it, competed in the Farm Bureau discussion meat twice, fresh out of college. Had no idea what I was doing. I mean, basically, I was trying to schmooze my way through it, and then got into the career that I was in, and didn't have the time to do discussion meat and change careers, and my schedule kind of aligned to hop back in the ring. And my wife and I were sitting and talking, and we're in the process of getting ready to move, and as a joke, she was like, man, we could really use a John Deere Gator. And I told her, like, yeah, you should compete in discussion meat. And so she started to, and then was like, no, I'm not gonna be able to. And I was like, well, okay, I'll try it this year, give it a practice run, and we'll see what happens.
It's not even for the better of ag, it's for the Gator, that's what it is.
We gotta haul off trash somehow. So.
At least you're honest. What makes a good discussion meat champion in your opinion?
I think somebody that knows who they are. When you get to discussion meat, I think a lot of people think they have to fit a certain mold, and maybe that's really aggressive in a person that dominates the conversation, or maybe that's a person that's a little more laid back and the welcomer of the group, and I think there's a place for that in everybody. I think what brings people success is being who they are in that moment, and again, not viewing it as a competition. I mean, everybody wants to win. That's a natural desire for all of us. Everybody wants to have good scores. Everybody wants to walk away with the trophy. But in discussion meet, I think the champions are the ones that are sitting at the table and they're like, man, I'm with 3 other experts right now in their field. I want to hear what they have to say, and then I hope that somebody in this audience is taking something home. We had a conversation in the Final Four about diverse agricultural producers, which can be an interesting topic to discuss. And the whole time we were talking, I was thinking, man, I know there's somebody here that is going to take home some notes from what these other experts at the table are saying and benefit their local farm bureaus and benefit their communities. And so I think a champion is somebody that performs well, knows who they are, and just is excited to learn from the other folks at the table.
Final question for you, again, state FFA president, national FFA president, Georgia discussion meet winner. Hypothetically, and I don't want to kind of jinx it, but you know, competition's over, you're flying back home as AFBF discussion meet champion. Is that the icing on the cake of Andy Paul and Andy Paul's career?
I hope the next day is even better. I would love to go out there and be successful in discussion meet. Obviously, winning is something that everybody loves to do, and I feel like I'd be lying to you if I said the idea of winning wasn't interesting to me. But I know there are folks in Georgia that believe in me, that I have got mentors that have poured into me for years. And so when I'm sitting in the prelim rounds, hopefully the Sweet 16 rounds, hopefully the Final Four rounds, I know that it's me at that table. But there are so many mentors through my life that have gotten me to this point that I wouldn't be who I was without them. And so I'm on a table and I'm flying to compete on behalf of the state of Georgia. Right. But I am so thankful for the folks in Georgia that are praying for me, that are thinking about me, and that are encouraging me every day.
That's the other thing we love about you, man. You're not afraid to show emotion.
Was not expecting that.
Andy, best of luck to you, man.
You.
Nothing to be ashamed about. Nothing. We wish you the best.
Yep.
And we got you.
I appreciate it.
He's a good one, isn't he? So was this guy. From cultivating rare heirlooms to forming a deeper connection with the land. Why this military veteran was more than worthy of being named Georgia's Conservationist of the Year.
We're conducting research in the black soldier fly because it solves an environmental and meat production problem in the U.S. The black soldier fly is actually being grown in many countries as a way to convert garbage and agricultural produce waste into something useful. They grow very rapidly in a few weeks from an egg to a larvae that can be harvested. They convert biomass very, very efficiently into insect meat that can be fed to fish and poultry. Another aspect of the soldier fly that we're particularly interested in is to use bioactive waste material such as grapeseed pumice, and that these waste materials from the black soldier fly concentrates these bioactive compounds, and they could be fed to chickens and reduce pathogenic bacteria in chickens. So it's a way of avoiding the use of antibiotics in poultry. The larvae will grow to be about maybe an inch and a quarter long. The adults actually do not eat in the adult stage, so they don't bother people, they don't bite people. After mating, die within a few days, so the adults are not a problem. In California, the state has passed a law saying that all households must separate household garbage from regular garbage. And so there's a tremendous need to find ways to utilize that garbage to avoid the increased amount of greenhouse gases from landfills. Because they eat garbage, they can prevent greenhouse gases by converting garbage into the larval mass instead of methane. So it's another way that the black soldier fly helps the environment.
Finally this week, big news from the Georgia Association of Conservation Districts. Their 2023 Conservationist of the Year. Someone who is no stranger to this show, and someone who not only deserves the accolades they're getting now, but any future recognition that comes their way.
Suey! 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 What's up, big guy? What's up? You looking chipper? You looking chipper? Pork Butt Jr. He's our mailman. My name is John Jackson. We're on Comfort Farms. A lot of things we grow are rare heirlooms, specifically for historical and regional significance. And we pay attention to a lot of livestock that also have historical and regional significance as well. Not only do we cultivate, our grounds and the micronutrients in our grounds and our animals and all the vegetation, we also cultivate the spirit within people in the space. I didn't know anything about farming. I created this, I'm getting out of the military and was like, what are you gonna do? And with the NRCS, we're able to get some real good sound advice and some great resources for it too. Dealing with Mother Nature, you are gonna fail every day. So that's a challenge to me. It keeps me engaged, When I started, 10-10-10 and all that stuff was it. But then when I start looking at, what our indigenous ancestors, how they used to farm, how they used to practice, I just decided to go back and really research those things. I mean, a lot of this land, as you can see here now, because this is our roadway, is just like this, We burn our wood, turn it into coals, and that's that carbon that we put back into the soil. We activate the microbes that's in our soil. I'm just fascinated by what our land can produce, what the earth can do, how to regenerate and rejuvenate bad dirt and turn it into soil. That's my jam right there. Got more worms too, man. It's like life, It's beautiful. We treat our soils just like we treat our livestock. We don't want to damage it because it's the most important thing that we have. Everything comes from that seed. When I got put in the WTU, Warrior Transition Unit, I spent 18 months just planning and researching on what I would think a vet like myself, combat vet, would like. Through food, through the ecological landscape, we give veterans a new mission to serve their community, right? And through serving their community, they serve themselves. There's a lot of displaced veterans out there because, like myself being a retired vet, it's like, hey, now go on and do what you need to do. Well, at 38 years old at the time, what am I gonna do? I still wanna serve, I still wanna work. And so we give veterans, turn their energy into something great. And that's why this place is so magical and why it feels so great when you walk up in here. I try to tell vets that, yes, it's gonna be hard. Those clouds are gonna come over you. They're gonna dump rain, but that's part of the process. But what makes us remarkable is how we deal with those things, how we push through. And it's like that seed. That seed germinates, it goes through a really hard time. It has to push through the ground. It comes back stronger. As long as the roots are in the ground, just one root it takes to find that nutrients to do what it needs to do. And then finally it produces fruit. And that's the fruit you wanna eat. And I look at myself, as part of that. I look at myself as part of the system of growing. We don't stop growing, we keep on producing. And as long as I can inspire others and be inspired by others, that's worth living,
Awesome, John. Congratulations. Well, unfortunately, that music means we are done for the time being. However, a friendly reminder that for all the latest ag news regarding food, recipes, and what's happening on Georgia farms, be sure you check out all of our social media platforms, including farm-monitor.com. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and have a fabulous week.